Have you ever wondered how to grill the largest calf on a wood fire in the forest? Picture this, the crisp, fresh air filled with the tantalizing aroma of roasting meat, the crackle of a wood fire, and the sizzling promise of a feast to come. Today, we're embarking on a culinary adventure, one that requires a bit of bravery, a dash of skill, and a whole lot of appetite. We'll guide you, step by step, through this mouth-watering process. Stay tuned to discover the secrets of forest grilling. First things first, gather all the essentials needed. When it comes to grilling the largest calf on a wood fire in the forest, preparation is key. Let's break down what we'll need. The star of the show, of course, is the calf. Selecting a high-quality fresh calf is crucial. The meat should be firm, a rich pink color, and lightly marbled. Remember, the quality of your meat will directly impact the flavor of your finished dish. Next, we need the right kind of wood for the fire. Hardwoods like oak, hickory, or mesquite are ideal. They burn hot and slow, and they infuse the meat with a distinct smoky flavor that is simply irresistible. You'll need a good quantity of it too, given the size of our undertaking. Then comes the grill rack. A sturdy, large-sized grill rack is essential to handle the weight of the calf. Make sure it's cleaned and oiled properly before we begin. Now, onto the seasonings. This is where you can let your culinary creativity shine. Salt and black pepper are the classics, but don't be afraid to experiment. Fresh herbs, garlic, chili flakes, or even a rub of your own creation can elevate the flavor of your grilled calf to new heights. Safety comes next, but it should never be last. Grilling in the forest involves fire, and fire demands respect. A pair of heat-resistant gloves, a fire extinguisher, and a first aid kit should always be at hand. Lastly, but equally important, is patience. Grilling a calf is not a quick process. It requires time, constant attention, and a love for the craft. But don't worry, the end result will be absolutely worth it. With all these essentials ready, we are set to start our forest grilling adventure. Let's fire up the grill and get cooking. Now that we have all the essentials, it's time to prepare the calf for grilling. We'll start with the cleaning process, which is crucial to ensure that our meat is safe and ready for grilling. You'll want to rinse the calf thoroughly, removing any remaining hair or debris. Remember, clean meat is the foundation of a delicious meal. Once clean, pat the calf dry with paper towels. This will help the seasoning stick better to the meat. Next up is the seasoning. Here's where you can get creative. Today we're using a blend of kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, a dash of garlic powder, and a sprinkle of rosemary. But don't feel limited to these spices. The world of flavors is vast and varied, so feel free to experiment with your own mix. Generously rub the seasoning all over the calf, making sure to cover every inch. The seasoning process not only adds flavor, but also helps to tenderize the meat. Now let's talk about the marinade. This step is optional, but it can add an extra layer of flavor that will make your grilled calf truly unforgettable. We're using a simple but flavorful marinade made from olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and a touch of honey. Pour the marinade over the seasoned calf and massage it in. This will help the flavors penetrate deeper into the meat. The calf should then be left to marinate for at least 2 hours or overnight if possible. A quick tip before we wrap up. When grilling large pieces of meat like a calf, it's a good idea to let the meat come to room temperature before grilling. This ensures that the meat cooks evenly, preventing the outside from burning while the inside remains raw. With the calf now ready for grilling, let's move on to setting up the grill. Setting up the grill in the forest can be a unique experience. Let's walk you through it. First things first, you need to find the perfect spot. You're looking for a flat, clear area, away from overhanging branches or dry leaves. Somewhere safe, where you can manage the fire without worrying about it spreading. Once you have your spot, it's time to gather your firewood. You'll want a mix of different sizes. Start with small twigs and branches. These are your tinder, they'll get your fire started. Next, you'll need some kindling, slightly larger pieces that will catch fire from the tinder and build up the heat. Finally, you'll need your fuel wood, the largest pieces. These will keep your fire going and provide the heat for your grill. Now let's set up the fire. Start with a small pile of tinder in the center of your fire pit. Arrange your kindling around it, leaving some space for air to circulate. Air is as important as wood for a fire. It's what allows the wood to burn. Once your fire is set up, it's time to light it. Remember, safety first. Use a long match or a fire starter and always light from a distance. Now, while your fire is building up, let's talk about the grill rack. You want a sturdy metal rack that can withstand high temperatures. Place it over your fire pit, making sure it's stable. You don't want it collapsing into the fire with your calf on it. As your fire grows, start adding your fuel wood. Remember, you're not trying to create a bonfire. You want a steady, controlled fire that will give you a consistent heat. Keep adding wood as needed, but be careful not to smother your fire. And there you have it, a perfectly set up grill in the middle of the forest. It's a bit of work, but the result, that delicious smoky flavor you can only get from a wood fire, is more than worth it. With our grill set up, we're ready to start grilling. It's time to place our well-prepared calf on the grill. Grilling a calf is truly an art, and this is where the magic happens. The raw, marinated calf transforms into a mouth-watering delicacy. The key to grilling, particularly with a large piece of meat like a calf, is patience and control. First things first, you want to manage your fire. A good grill fire needs to be hot, but not too hot. You're looking for a steady medium heat. If the flames are licking up and turning the wood into ash too quickly, it's too hot. If the wood is barely smoldering, it's too cold. A medium fire will have a steady flame and turn the wood to a nice white ash. Remember, we're not searing a steak here, we're slow cooking a calf. The goal is to cook it evenly and thoroughly without burning the outside. Next, you'll want to rotate the calf. This isn't a set and forget kind of process. You need to be involved. Every 20 minutes or so, give the calf a good turn. This will ensure that every part of the calf gets equal exposure to the heat, leading to a uniformly cooked and deliciously tender meat. Now, how do you know when the calf is done? This is where a meat thermometer comes in handy. For a perfectly grilled calf, you want the internal temperature to reach between 145 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the sweet spot for achieving that perfect balance of juicy and tender meat. Remember, grilling a calf is a slow process. It's not about rushing to get it done, but about enjoying the process. The scent of the smoke, the sizzle of the meat, the crackle of the fire. It's all part of the experience. So keep an eye on your fire, rotate your calf, and check the internal temperature. With a little patience and attention to detail, you'll have a perfectly grilled calf that's truly a feast for the senses. Congratulations, you've just grilled a calf in the forest. Let's recap the adventurous journey we've just had. We started by gathering the essentials, a process that's as crucial as the grilling itself. We made sure to have all the necessary tools and ingredients, from the grill to the perfect seasoning for our calf. Preparation is key in achieving the best flavors and making the process seamless. Next, we prepared the calf. This step involved cleaning the calf, marinating it, and letting it sit to absorb all the flavors. We used a blend of herbs and spices to ensure the meat would be flavorful and tender. Remember, patience is a virtue here. Allowing the meat to marinate for a significant amount of time will yield a tastier result. We then moved on to setting up the grill. We chose a safe spot in the forest away from flammable materials. The grill was positioned over a bed of hot coals, ensuring an even heat distribution. The key here is to maintain a consistent temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Finally, we arrived at the most satisfying part, grilling the calf. We carefully monitored the cooking process, turning the calf occasionally to achieve an even char. The aroma of the grilling meat mixed with the crisp forest air was simply irresistible. And that's how you grill the largest calf on a wood fire in the forest. Happy grilling!